Alright, so with the platform lower off, it's pretty common to have to do this one. There's a few places on each course that we do them. So starting off, you always want to, again, communicate to the correct parties. If I am the lead guide, I'm going to want to communicate to my sweep guide, tell them not to send. I don't want to definitely get a hold of ground support and have them meet me at the platform that I'm doing the lower off. Same thing if you're the sweep guide. You still want to communicate with the lead guide, let them know that you're going to be doing a platform lower off, otherwise they're just going to keep giving you send or zipped clear signals and you leave them not knowing what's going on. So communicate with them as well, but always communicate with ground support and get them to where you are going. Now, if this is an emergency case, obviously you want to communicate that using proper radio etiquette. If it is not an emergency, you don't necessarily have to communicate that. It's just we're gonna assume as managers that it's not emergency if it's not communicated. So after communication is done, we'll move into the rescue. We're gonna start off by setting the new anchor system. Probably by getting this stuff out of the way. Sling, I necessarily don't have to wear it. I'm going to be staying on the platform, so I'll just clip it out of the way, up off to the side, so if I need anything I can get to it, but I don't have to wear it either. Anchor system, I'm going to clip it up here, but I don't want it to slide out away from me, right? Lose it. This is important. I need to hold on to it, so I'm going to set up a prusik to keep it in place. 3 wraps. Really don't want it going anywhere. Okay. Now, with the prusik on this side, if I were to anchor it and he weights his system, it can just keep sliding. So you want to set it up so that prusik is closest to the yoke here, to the platform. Then I'm going to clip this in, right? And I want this anchored on the spine side, not on the gate side of the carabiner, on the spine side. So when I clip it in, I rotate it around. Now from here, I want to orient this in a particular way. I want the rescue 8 oriented so that the rope coming out, the end of the rope is going towards Joel here, and the access and the stack is going out and away. And that'll make sense later. We'll clip it in so that it is oriented in that fashion. Okay. From here, I'm just going to go ahead and clip this in right into Joel's hard point. The guide harnesses, it's a little more confusing because we have 2 steel rings here. I would not want to clip it into the upper one, but with the guest harnesses, it's a little more obvious which one to clip it into. Okay. From here, I'm ready to toss down the bag. I want to make sure ground support, if ground support is here, that they know the rope is coming. You can toss the bag at any point. If you're set up and ready to toss the bag and ground support's not here, you can still toss it. But you do want to yell out that the rope is coming. This is pretty heavy, especially the ones on course. They can have up to 200 feet of rope in them, or more. So you want to make sure the area is clear. Like, you could seriously injure somebody by throwing this down. So yell out, rope, rope! Alright, so now my ground support needs something to belay my participant down with. We send the wheat down. As I send it down, I want to make sure, which I'm just going to clip it right into the rope with the carabiner here. I want to make sure it doesn't hit the platform. Aaron down there has a nice little bend or J that he's putting into the rope, because if I drop it while it's tight, I can just hit his hand and then not feel good. But with that little bend at the bottom of the rope there, I can drop it. Ready for wheat?
Ready.
And it catches it. Alright, so now we start the cabs process. So I can actually start that before Aaron has his belay device set up, because the first half of cabs is I'm checking my client and my anchor system. It has nothing to do with Aaron. So I'm going to go ahead and start it. The way I start it, again, is just by saying on belay. I'm asking Aaron, on belay.
And then I would say check client.
Alright, so I'm doing a 4H check. Helmet, harness, hardware. He has lanyards. Trolley's functioning. Hands. Good. He's got shoes on. Okay. And then I'm gonna ask him if how he's doing, if he's prepared to get off the platform. Right. He's still ready. Okay. Client is checked.
Oh, and then check anchor.
He asked me to check the anchor, so I'm going to go from one end of my anchor, which starts down here, right at his hard point. Moving up, I'm going to make sure that this knot is tied correctly, and it is finished correctly and backed up. Moving up towards the rescue 8, making sure this rope is oriented correctly. Now earlier I went over the orientation of this when I clipped it in. Now, had I not set that up correctly, it would have looked something like this. Okay. And when you weight this system, you could end up having the rope crossing on itself and rubbing, and that's not good. So if I were to do my anchor check and have found this crossed, I would fix it, right? At this point, if you find anything wrong with your system, you haven't committed to it, you haven't transferred them into it, this is the time to find any mistakes you made, right? That's the purpose of the cabs check. So I'm also checking this carabiner, making sure it's locked. I did the same thing with the one at his hard point, and making sure that this pressic is tied and oriented correctly. I'm going to slide it out a little bit, but anchor has been checked. Okay, anchor's checked. Now I'm going to ask Aaron to check his belay system. Check belay.
All right, he's just asked me to check belay. So I got my wheat here. I'm going to feed the rope either side, it doesn't matter, down through the bottom. I'm right-handed, so I want the rope coming out of the right side towards the bag. And then I would attach the jake to my hard point, just like so. And now I have the wheat on, but I want to double check that this carabiner is locked. It is. And I just want to double check that this is feeding through the wheat, so that it provides friction for when I belay Joel down. So I checked the belay. I say belay checked.
Check stack.
And then the next and last part of cabs is to check the stack. And to do that, you just want to make sure that the bag is on your right side, and also that it's not tangled on anything. I can open the bag to let the rope go through, bring it to my right side, and now the stack's checked. Stack is checked, and since that is the last part of cabs, you want to let the guide know that the belay is on. Belay's on.
Permission to transfer.
Transfer and ready.
Alright, now I'm going to transfer Joel's lanyards, and I'm just transferring them straight into the bite of the 8 here. And we'll do one at a time. At this point, I don't have to worry about double checking systems anymore. Okay, we've already done it. I don't have to second guess myself. We went through cabs, we did it right. So no more questioning, is this right? Okay, you just go with it. You've already double checked everything. Okay. So from here, I want Joel to scoot down to the edge of the platform. Now this rescue can be done sitting. Oftentimes it is done standing. Up on course, the few times that I have done it, I've had the guest standing and I've been standing, but you can sit as well. Okay. Throughout this process, ground support's going to be adjusting the tension or slack in the line. When they have slack, you want to be pulling it out, and you can obviously communicate that too. Hey, take up slack. It might be way down there. You can use the radio. So at this point, I'm going to attach Joel's trolley to the line. This is not a super necessary step. What this does is keeps him from spinning excessively on the way down. Okay. Alright, from here, I'm just going to inform Joel, which I'm moving the anchor out a little bit more so he doesn't hit the platform, but I'm just going to inform him what's going to happen, all right? So, Joel, you're going to swing off the platform on the count of 3. I'm going to guide you out and keep you from hitting the platform.
Okay.
All right, so on 3. 1, 2, 3. All right. So at this point, I haven't told ground support to lower yet. Okay? This is my last chance to just double check that Joel's not going to hit anything or get caught on anything on the way down. So I'm just going to glance down to make sure he has a clear path down. And then now I tell ground support to go ahead and lower.
All right, when you're lowering someone down, make sure that one of your hands always stays on the rope. To actually lower someone down with your hand on the rope, you just feed the rope through, just like this.